The Dallas Cowboys post-game show is brought to you by AT&T. More for your thing. That's our thing. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Miller Lite, the only beer of the Cowboys. And by NFL Game Pass. You'll never miss a game again. Enjoy full access to coaches' film and game replays from Week 1 to the Super Bowl. Subscribe at DallasCowboys.com/Game Pass.
The Cowboys are a whisker away from officially being in the playoffs. They're still that whisker away, but everybody got their money's worth today at AT&T Stadium with a thrilling 29-23 overtime win over the Philadelphia Eagles. Welcome to the Cowboys postgame show. Brad, Sham, Babe, Laufenberg, and Brett Maher, who was one of several Cowboys who did things today he'd never done before. So the 62-yarder, obviously, is a huge psychological lift, and that's the furthest you'd ever kicked one. So just walk us through it, please.
I think Coach was kind of in between what we were going to do there, and he made eye contact with me, and I gave him the "we're good to go" kind of look, and we went out there, and I feel fortunate that he had the confidence in me and in our operation to give us a chance, and we were able to come through for him.
All right, now I want to really paint this picture. Where were you? Where was he when he looked at you and caught your eye?
Oh, I don't know. I know I was on the field. He was on the sideline. I don't know exactly how.
You were already out on the field?
Somewhere. I don't know how far I was, but I wanted to make sure that I could, make eye contact with him if he looked my way.
Okay.
And we had talked, when you first arrived, I always like to talk to the kickers. Of course, Dan Bailey had that job for years and years, but what's the farthest kick you've made, whether it's practice or high school? You were like, I think I made 61. I think 61 was your number. So when you trotted out from 62, what was your thought process then?
I've made from 65 inside in practice, not with a full operation, not in a game, so all those things are a little bit different, but that's a situation like that where you want to just put a good hit on it and give yourself a good chance. So I felt like I was able to do that.
You may not survive this interview by the time we finish up.
Defensive linemen are walking by and beating Brett to a pulp. Congratulatory slaps.
Yeah, next time I see one, I'm going to step in for you. Okay. Also, when you hit that, at what point did you know this has a pretty good chance of going through?
I knew that I hit it well right after it came off my foot. It's one of those things that's so far away that it seems like the ball is in the air forever.
Yeah.
And I can't see the officials or anything because the line's there. So I just waited for it to come down and see it go over the bar.
And you did actually see it go over?
Yeah, I saw it where I thought it crossed, and it would have been embarrassing if it didn't, I guess.
Brett, you talk all the time about one kick at a time. Don't take the next one into the last one into the next one. This is a great example of that. The 45-yarder, I saw it off your foot as good. You couldn't have missed it very much. So what happens in your head after that?
I've got a plan that I go and execute and try to get myself to bounce back and be ready for the next opportunity. And that I was able to do that, and that next opportunity came pretty quick and in a pretty big situation.
What is that plan?
That's going to stay for me.
Okay, that's fine.
And you have to calm yourself down a little bit because you just hit a 62-yarder. By the way, 6 yards farther than any previous Cowboy kicker had ever made a field goal, but that wasn't a game winner.
Right.
It was going into the half. So okay, I got to just calm myself down, get ready for the next kick. How hard was that to do?
It was nice that I had a long break over halftime
okay.
to be able to decompress because everyone was pretty jacked up after that, including
sure
myself.
Were. Yeah. Rightfully so, by the way.
Yeah, it's a good way to start the fourth quarter of the year. What kind of a lift did you feel the kick gave the team going into halftime?
I don't know. I think it was big for us to get some points on the board and kind of reestablish momentum going into the second half. And it was just we knew it was going to be a game like this where every single point was going to matter, and it ended up being the case.
If you knew it was going to be a game like this, you know a lot more than I knew. Congratulations. That's a great win.
Also, let me just say for the record, Brett, let us know ahead of time because we're kind of older.
Yeah.
We can't take these kind of games. Okay, let us know ahead of time if we know.
All right.
Congratulations.
Thanks
very much. Brett Maher, Cowboys post-game show continues in a moment. Welcome back to the Cowboys postgame show. It's a deliriously happy AT&T Stadium after the Cowboys beat Philadelphia in overtime 29-23. Brad Sham, Babe Laufenberg, and as we said on the radio broadcast all night long, you cannot stop Blake Jarwin. You can only hope to contain him. We had a conversation in the locker room during the week about your confidence and how it was increasing and you were playing better, even carrying yourself with more confidence. Can you just tell us a little bit about that and how it carried over into this game?
Yeah, you know, every week I think I've gotten a little bit better and my confidence has gone up every week, and it showed tonight. I had a little extra opportunities than I usually get, and I took advantage. Dak put the ball on me every time, and I just got to make plays for the offense, and it was an awesome win for us.
Coach Nussmeier just walked by us a few moments ago, your coach, the tight ends coach, of course. And I said, Nuss, clearly you had a lot of input in the game plan. Did you devise that game? Because it was tight end centric. Did you guys know coming in? Because Dalton Schultz caught himself a few balls as well. Did you know coming in that your number was going to come up?
No, Nuss is always fighting for us, so he's a great coach. I love him. I just think that, it was just one of those games where our opportunities were there. And so Dak did a great job finding us on a lot of checkdowns, and that's just our job to make plays. And so whether it be a 4-yard gain or 10-yard gain or whatever, just, we'll do our job and be happy to move on to the next one.
And to Brad's point about your confidence, at what point did you kind of say, okay, I can do this? So obviously it was a struggle a little bit early on.
Yeah, I just think the more game experience you get, game in and game out, you just get a little bit more confident. So these last few weeks we've kind of been going together, and I think as a team we're really building up, and our chemistry is really bonding. So it's been great for us. We want to play for each other, and we've got a great mentality. And
you were targeted 7 times tonight. You caught 7 balls. So if Dak ever wants to have a 100% completion rate throw every pass to you, have I got this figured out or not?
Like I said, if they throw it to me, my job's to catch the ball, so that's what I'm going to do my best to do.
Did you know that it was 7 before he just said that?
Oh, I didn't. I was talking to someone in there, Schulte, about how Cooper, I think I was the leading receiver one time until he decided to catch the touchdown. So, no, I'm happy for Coop. What a player, what a man. He did a great job.
Now, you're a young fella. Have you seen any of the Rocky movies?
Like once or twice. I've just gone through like once.
Yeah, did you feel at all like this was Rocky and Apollo Creed slugging it out?
We've watched a few clips from Rocky in our team meetings, and kind of, the mentality of when you go through success, you got to keep going. When you go through adversity, you got to keep going. And that's in the back of our minds, all of us. We kind of have that mentality as a group that we need to just keep moving forward, whether we play good or bad. So I think that's really paying off for us.
Excuse me, in that overtime period, then you guys faced the 4th and 1. You were on the field. Were you looking to say, okay, we're going to kick? What was your thought process there? When you look over the sideline, wondering, we going to kick it, or am I standing on the field?
As a player, you're all pumped up. You're enjoying the run, you want to go for it. And at the end of the day, it's coach's decision. I respect whatever he chooses. But as a team, I'm glad we went out there and executed on 4th down.
You were fired up when you saw this action, meaning to skip out. Okay.
I was pumped up.
Was there a stretch there in the 4th quarter where you thought that we are going to have to go win this game, meaning the offense?
Yeah, we have to do our job too. Our defense comes in and week out, and they do a great job for us. They've won us so many games because they've put it all on the table, and it's our job, to do our half, and I think we did that.
I think you did.
Yeah.
And remember, you cannot stop Blake Jarwin. You can only hope to contain him. Congratulations. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Rod.
Thank you, Blake.
We will be back when the Cowboys postgame show continues.
Welcome to your hometown Whataburger. We're getting busy in here. To me, quality means perfection. From the time that you hit the door to the time that you leave, we serve quality.
Their quality is just #1 for me. You can taste that with every burger. The customer service is perfect.
Hi, ma'am. How are you?
It's always a great experience here.
The first bite makes you feel all warm and happy inside.
It's never disappointing, and it's always quality every single time you come.
Quality is what keeps you coming back.
It's your hometown Whataburger. Quality like no other.
Welcome back to AT&T Stadium to the Cowboys postgame show. Brad Sham and Babe Laufenberg, after the Cowboys beat the Philadelphia Eagles in overtime, 29-23, would not have done it without, I don't know, maybe the best trade in Cowboys history. Ed Jones had a nice career, but another remarkable game for Amari Cooper. And there are so many places we could start other than congratulations and thank you for the time. So let's start with the 75-yard play. I understand there was a little eye contact between you and the quarterback on that play?
Right, man. These guys, they were sitting on everything. All the stop routes, I don't know if you noticed or not, but we just couldn't really complete them because they were literally giving us the go. So
we called a stop route a third time, and I kind of looked at Dak and was like, I don't want to run that. But he was like, just run it, Coop. And then I guess he had a second thought, and at the line of scrimmage, he gave me our go signal. Obviously, we're going to have to change it now that I'm divulging that secret, but he gave me our go signal, and I beat him.
Is it a look in the eye or a hand signal that he gives you, or that you give him?
It's a hand signal that he gave me, yeah.
And walk us through the touchdown there, the slant. You and Rasul Douglas seem to be having a few words, just, I'm going to assume good-naturedly, up until that point.
Right.
And he broke on the ball, and walk us through, you got a hand on it, looked like come off your shoulder pad, so walk me through that whole play there.
Right, sure. I had a slant. It was cover 0, so I was really elated. Obviously I knew.
Meaning no safety in the middle of the field.
No safety in the middle of the field, right, correct. The only thing is they've been sitting on a lot of the routes. I've been running a lot of slant routes since I got here. I beat the Eagles on a lot of slant routes the first game, and a couple before I ran that last slant route in this game. So I was kind of worried about that. Obviously, he tipped the ball. I tried to sell a fade ball, which is, kind of a short go ball. But he didn't fall for it. He just knew I was running the slant, so it was really nothing I could do except come flat, but I had already sold the fade route. So he kind of broke up on the ball. Luckily, I stayed with it, and there you have it.
And were you able to follow the ball the whole way, or did you, as it popped up in the air, did you kind of just, out of the corner of your eye, see, oh, there it is?
Right, so our position, the DB and myself, I knew he couldn't pick the ball off just based off his position. And the only thing he could do was kind of break it up, and it popped up in the air, and I just reacted to it. Yeah.
Good reaction.
You, your jacket, your crimson jacket makes me think of the successful collegiate career you had at Alabama. Right. And I'm wondering how you feel. We all know how Alabama fans love their stars, but the way this fan base has taken to you, of course you've given them reason to, but what's your feeling about the way these fans have taken to you?
My feeling, I just feel blessed, man. I feel blessed. I feel like God put me in this position at the perfect time to be able to come out here and help this team win games, to be able to come out here and showcase my talent and skill, and for the fans to be able to recognize that, I feel blessed.
And then Amari, you're the 4th pick in the draft there by the Raiders. Go to Pro Bowls your first 2 years. Then it was kind of like, what's happened to that Amari Cooper? Then you get traded, and people, they're kind of wondering a little bit. Do you feel like, just to the perception of maybe the public, other people, maybe the Oakland Raiders, all of a sudden you've reestablished yourself as being a top-line receiver?
Of course. I've just been patient, and this is where opportunity meets preparation. I never got down on myself. I kept preparing, working really hard, because I knew I would get an opportunity again to really showcase my skill set in an organization that really believes in me and my ability.
Did you ever doubt yourself?
No, I didn't. I did not.
And speaking of second chances, they didn't look your way too much in the first half, or at least it didn't come your way. Just a matter of telling yourself to stay patient, or did you guys do anything different in the second half?
I mean, this game has a way of humbling you. He just spoke of one way that the game has humbled me. But one of my college coaches a long time ago, he told me that, I was kind of mad that I wasn't getting any receptions in the first 3 quarters, man. And he just told me, he gave me a couple of different stories. He told me one guy, he didn't have any receptions in the first 3 quarters, and he ended the game with 100 yards. Then he told me another guy didn't have any receptions in the first 3 quarters, and when he got his opportunities, he kind of blew it because he wasn't patient, and he was, really mad, and he let that affect his game. So, I look at myself as a person who really learns from other people's experiences, and I think that's what wise people do.
So, among other things, a good student, a career yardage day today for Amari Cooper, 3 touchdowns. Congratulations on the win. We appreciate the time.
Appreciate
Thanks very much.
Thanks.
Amari Cooper. We'll be back when the Cowboys post-game show continues. Welcome back to AT&T Stadium, an exhausting day for the Cowboys and everyone cheering for them today. And it comes out roses, a 29-23 overtime win over the Philadelphia Eagles. Brad Sham, Babe Laufenberg, and one of those Cowboys defenders who have been working so hard, Jeff Heath, Cowboys safety. This was a slugfest. It felt like I said it felt like one of the Rocky movies, But you talk us through, first of all, what you expected the game to be like. Second time playing a tough division team, and then what was it like?
Yeah, obviously we expected a very tough game, and it definitely didn't disappoint. When you get to this point of the season, December, against a division rival, playoff implications, really there's no way it wasn't going to be that type of game. So we knew, it was going to be a 60-minute, and in this case, longer than a 60-minute game. And it felt like it, man. It was, first half, we were kind of going back and forth. It felt like we were playing well on defense, getting good stops. And then the second half is just back and forth. And, we were doing everything we can to stop them. But, they're a good team, defending Super Bowl champs, great players, great coaches. So, offense definitely bailed us out at the end there.
I know, obviously, your mindset in overtime is we got to go out and we got to hold them. We can't allow points. Right. How nice was it to never hit the field in overtime because they were on an 8-minute drive?
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And, even, we were driving the ball and, we were telling ourselves, man, even if we get a field goal, we're going to have to go out there and stop them. And, we liked our chances. Once we saw how much time was coming off the clock, offense really wearing them down. And, we kept telling ourselves, get ready to go back on. That was kind of our mentality. And if we don't have to, then great. And, luckily, we didn't have to.
And when you look at this game, I thought you guys obviously did a lot of good things. But maybe the best thing you did was third down. They were 1-9 on third down. So why were you guys so good in that situation?
I think it starts, you have to be good on first and second down and kind of get them in third and long. If they got third and short the whole game, it's a lot tougher to execute on our part. So it starts with that, being good on first and second down. And then, Coach Ashard, Coach Marinelli, they were dialing them up, and we were just executing. The guys up front were doing a really good job of making Wentz uncomfortable. And then on the back end, we just got to, cover for as long as we need to, knowing that our guys are going to get after him. So, that's one of our goals, obviously, every week to be successful on third down. I think had a big factor in the game.
All right, number of controversial calls in this game. Mm-hmm. One of them went in your favor, an offensive pass interference. You had a little smile on your face. Yeah. Did you get away with one there? Did he interfere with you?
I actually haven't even seen the play.
Well, but you played the play.
Right, but it's tough.
I don't know if you know this, but you were the guy that got shoved down.
Right, but it's a little easier to tell when you see the play. But, I don't know. As a safety, you complain about that all the time. You're covering these huge tight ends. They want to be physical, and that's how they create a lot of separation. Those guys, they're big guys. They're good route runners, and they're also physical guys. So, whether it's a good call or not up to me. I know there is a lot of pass interference on the offense that aren't called, so it was good to get one to go our way.
All right, we appreciate the time.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Jeff, thank you.
All right, man, thank you.
Great job.
Jeff Heath, Cowboys postgame show continues in a moment. Welcome back to AT&T Stadium, Cowboys postgame show. Brad Sham, Babe Laufenberg. We said before the game on the radio, if the Cowboys win, then they don't clinch a playoff spot. And if they lose, they're not eliminated. But if they win, it'll be a lot easier. And right now, I think these guys are so tired that they can't even think about it. But they'll think about it tomorrow. This helps.
Yeah, and they're beat up at 93 snaps on offense. You don't take 93 plays in a typical NFL game. But, hey, hats off. The winning streak started with Philadelphia at Philadelphia. The losing streak continues here today in overtime against Philadelphia.
Cowboys are 8-5, and they've got a 2-game lead in the NFC East, going to Indianapolis next week, which also won today and is playing for the playoffs. Babe and I will talk to you from Indianapolis next week on the Cowboys postgame show.
The Dallas Cowboys postgame show was brought to you by AT&T. More for your thing, that's our thing. Miller Lite, the only beer of the Cowboys. And by the Dallas Cowboys Football Club. Want to tour AT&T Stadium? For more information, call 817-892-TOUR.